Hello and welcome to the Secret of Samadhi channel. When you're consumed by your own thoughts, it's easy to get lost and miss out on important opportunities. This can lead to feelings of failure and inadequacy. Today, Buddha will help you by teaching you a new story. You'll come to understand how your mind can be free, even while performing actions. When his master passed away, there were 500 monks studying in a large monastery in China who aspired to take his place and achieve self-realization. A man who wanted to take the path to become a disciple came to the monastery one day and said to the master, "I want to know myself better so that I can walk the path of absolute truth." The second person looked at him and replied, "The truth can only be found by delving deep into yourself and rethinking everything you thought you knew. This change will not happen overnight. It could take a lifetime without any guarantee of success. Are you up for the challenge?" The boy, clearly aware of the situation and confident in his decision, accepted the challenge. The master then told him, "In this monastery there are 500 disciples. You will have to work in their place, crushing the rice grains from morning till night non-stop. When you feel tired, you can go to sleep and start again the next day. You will have to keep doing this until I come for you. Otherwise, you can't stop." The young man started working eagerly. The monks needed food, which required him to get up earlier or later than usual depending on the day. Some days he was able to see the sunrise, while other times he would fall asleep on his workstone from exhaustion. The disciples shunned him and refused to talk or even associate with him. After he began his new job, he frequently found himself questioning everything around him. However, after a few months passed, he was able to focus more on his work and push intrusive thoughts out of his mind. Eventually, the thinker forgot his own name from lack of self-reflection. The man persevered for 12 years, confident that he would eventually find the answer to life's big questions. The other monks continued to study scriptures and meditate, but they considered him less and less knowledgeable than them. One day, the master announced that he was looking for someone who could take his place. After he arrived in the center of the courtyard, he spoke to his disciples. "I am now retired, looking for a replacement. Whoever out of you is fully knowledgeable about salvation and wants the job, apply by writing me a sentence." A man who knew the Buddhist scriptures well came to the monastery and was accepted as a disciple. He was thought to be the possible successor because of his extensive knowledge. His notes said, "The mind is like a mirror, on which thoughts and desires accumulate like dust. The only way to sweep away this dust is to meditate. Only through meditation will the thoughts vanish and salvation can be achieved. The next morning, the master woke up to find this note. He was so angry that he started yelling at his disciples. It is shocking to me that after all this time, there are still people who lack the knowledge of how to be saved. This is upsetting. No one had the guts to say who wrote the note, including the author, because they knew how angry the master would be. The other monks began talking about the refusal throughout the monastery. As the two disciples gossiped and walked past the room where the man had been beating rice for 12 years was staying, they couldn't help but notice his laughter. The two disciples, haughty and proud, asked the man why he was laughing. They queried if he thought he had stumbled upon the answer to the master's question merely by chance. The disciples continued their questioning, demanding to know how it could be that this outsider knew anything of value when they themselves had dedicated years to scripture study and meditation, whereas all the man did was laugh and joke idly. The master is correct. The message left behind is nothing but gibberish, rubbish that will not help the person who wrote it find enlightenment, he responded. The disciples who were skeptical retorted, "If you know what the master is looking for, come forward and share your opinion with us." "I cannot write," he replied. "I am illiterate. However, if you aid me, I can give the answer he seeks." So they did. The following sentence was delivered. The mind is nothing more than an illusion. There can be no mirror to reflect it. If something does not exist, then it cannot be thought of. Only those who understand this have known the truth. The master, upon receiving the news, went to talk to the man who was busy pounding rice. "From this day forward, you will be my successor. Take my staff and robe as symbols of your new position. But do not stay here in the monastery. Go out into the world and share your wisdom with everyone. If you displayed any hint of being superior, they would kill you out of resentment. The thought that an uneducated man who offered to help with the rice is actually enlightened would infuriate them. You have a natural magnetism that will cause people to be drawn to you no matter where you go. You're like a blooming flower whose fragrance is intoxicating to those around it." After the disciple bowed at the feet of the master, he left to teach humanity about enlightenment. Although commonly thought, you do not have to sit with your eyes closed to meditate. Not only can meditation be practiced while walking or working, but it can also be done during other activities. However, the meaning of meditation goes much deeper than that. Essentially, you should be so concentrated on whatever task you are undertaking that your body becomes unconscious to the world around it. For example, the rice beater who became one with their pounding and achieved self-realization while staying mindful of their surroundings. If your mind is devoid of distracting thoughts, then you will be able to meditate effectively and connect with your true self. When you're wholly dedicated and invested in whatever you do, that's when you'll meditate and start to know your true nature. From there, achieving goals will come more easily. This journey has come to an end. In the comments, let me know where and when you meditate, whether your thoughts disappear and make room for your true self, and how much this enhances your ability to achieve success. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and follow the teacher's lessons. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, Buddha blesses you.